Okay, so let's dive into this story. It's like, picture this. You're craving coffee late at night, and you decide to head out to this coffee shop. It's right on the edge of a forest.
What?
But it's not just any coffee shop,
Yeah.
right? It's known for its spooky stories and, like, rumors of ghost sightings.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, it's a night of unexpected terror A&D humor.
Wow, a combination.
Yeah. So we've got our main character, Rian. He's a college student. And, well, he's got a bit of an adventurous spirit. Let's just say that.
I like him already.
He convinces his friends to go with him to this coffee shop.
Okay. Who are his friends?
Let's see. We've got Doni, who's the skeptic of the group. And then there's Sarah. She's already getting those creepy vibes just thinking about the coffee shop.
Right.
And then we have Winda. She's clearly not a fan of the dark at all.
Oh, no.
And then, of course, there's the coffee shop owner, Pak Darto. He seems to really enjoy adding to the suspense.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He's known for sharing these chilling tales, which definitely sets a certain mood for the night. But Rian and Doni, our resident skeptics, are all about the coffee and the good company.
Okay.
They're brushing off the ghost stories as just, marketing gimmicks to get people in the door.
That makes sense.
But then the tension starts to build. Suddenly the power goes out.
Classic.
Total horror movie move, right? And Pak Darto just casually lights an oil lamp like it's a normal Tuesday night.
Right, like nothing's wrong.
Exactly. But then we hear these footsteps coming from the forest.
Oh, no.
Thud, thud, thud.
I'm getting chills already.
Even just imagining it is creepy. Sarah's definitely freaking out at this point.
Yeah, I bet.
But Rian, ever the calm and collected one, dismisses it as just an animal.
Well, of course he does.
You can practically hear that ominous foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then it comes...
The laughter.
Oh, no, the laughter. What kind of laughter?
This eerie, chilling laughter echoing through the darkness. Everyone's frozen. The tension is thick. You can cut it with a knife. Even Doni, who's trying to be brave with his flashlight, trying to be the hero.
Yeah, can't penetrate the darkness of the forest. The writer does a really great job of pulling you into the story.
Yeah. You feel like you're right there with them.
You're totally bracing yourself for something terrifying to jump out.
Right. You're on the edge of your seat.
But then, what happens is so unexpected.
What happens?
Out of the bushes bursts a black goat.
A what?
A black goat wearing shorts.
A what? A goat wearing shorts.
I know, right? Talk about a complete 180.
That's hilarious.
Instead of the horror we were all expecting, we get this ridiculous image. It makes you wonder if the writer is poking fun at all those classic horror tropes.
It's like they're in on the joke.
Exactly. And then the confusion sets in.
Whoa.
Who owns this goat? Why in the world is it wearing shorts? Even Pak Darto looks completely dumbfounded. And of course, Rian, being Rian, decides to approach this unusually dressed creature.
What's he thinking?
I know, right? But before Rian can get close, the goat makes a dash for a banana tree.
Oh, no.
And just when you think things can't get any weirder, Macniac shows up.
Okay. Who is Macniac?
She's Rian's landlady, and let me tell you, she is fuming. Not only has her goat escaped, but it's wearing shorts meant for the upcoming village festival.
Oh, wow.
You can just imagine the scene, the relief, the awkward laughter, the apologies. It's comedy gold.
That is amazing.
It's like the universe decided to pull the most elaborate prank on them. But wait, remember that eerie laughter from before? It turns out it wasn't the goat.
Oh, no.
And that's when the chills come back. If the goat wasn't laughing, then who or what was?
That's a good question. Wow. That ending really leaves you hanging. Huh.
I know, right? It's like 1 minute you're worried for these guys, then you're laughing at a goat in shorts, and then boom, right back to being totally spooked.
It's a real roller coaster of emotions, And it makes you realize how easily our emotions can be toyed with by a good storyteller.
For sure. And it leaves you with that lingering question. Was that last laugh just someone messing with them? Or was it something more? Something supernatural?
Yeah, it's left open-ended on purpose, and it's super effective.
Totally. What I find so interesting is how the story plays with our sense of reality.
Yeah.
Oh, how so?
Well, at first we're right there with Rian and Doni. Super skeptical ghosts.
Right.
But then things start to get weirder.
Uh-huh.
And even the most skeptical listener has to start questioning what's really going on.
I see what you mean.
Like you start thinking, okay, maybe it was just the wind making those noises, or maybe it wasn't.
Right.
The story keeps you guessing.
Yeah, it doesn't give you all the answers.
Exactly. And that's what keeps us hooked.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell us what to believe.
Right.
It gives us just enough to let our imaginations run wild.
I like that. It's like those classic campfire stories. We're both scared and fascinated at the same time.
Yes, exactly like that. The story has that same vibe. It's set in this ordinary place, a coffee shop, friends hanging out,
Mm.
but then it introduces these elements that are strange, unexplained,
Yeah.
and suddenly the ordinary becomes extraordinary.
Yeah, it's like the writer's saying, look, there's more to this world than meets the eye.
And by leaving things unresolved, it invites us to come up with our own theories. True. It's like a conversation starter, a way to explore all the things we can't really explain.
I love that. It's like the story is asking us directly.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think was making that laughter? And it makes us want to share our own experiences, our own brushes with the strange and the unknown.
I think everyone has had an experience like that.
Well, definitely. Those moments where something happens that just defies logic, something you just can't explain away. It makes you realize how much we still don't know about the world.
I agree. And sometimes those unexpected twists, even the ones that seem scary at first, can turn out to be hilarious.
Or even lead to some kind of personal insight. It's all about perspective.
So true. Like Rian and his friends, they went to that coffee shop expecting a chill night, maybe a few spooky stories. And they ended up with a runaway goat in shorts and a night they'll never forget.
A night they'll never forget, and a story to tell.
Exactly. A shared experience that brought them closer.
That's what great storytelling does. It connects us, entertains us, and reminds us that life is full of surprises, both terrifying and hilarious. Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's amazing how this story manages to touch on some pretty big ideas.
I know, right?
Like the fear of the unknown,
The power of our
the
imagination.
nature of belief. It's all there.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with this question. What could explain that eerie laughter? Was it a prank, a figment of their fear, or something more supernatural?
It's a question that stays with you. And it makes you realize the power of a well-told story. It can really leave a lasting impression.
Absolutely. It challenges us to think outside the box, to look beyond the surface, and consider the possibility that there's more to the world than we can see or explain.
Yeah.
It really makes you think. It's not like some ghost stories where you get all the answers tied up in a neat little bow. This story leaves you hanging.
It is. And
Yeah.
that's what makes it stick with you. It's like the writer is saying, here's the story. Now you decide.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? It's like they're giving us space to come up with our own answers, our own theories.
Right, and to bring our own beliefs into it. And that's what makes the story relatable, don't you think? Because in real life, things aren't always so clear-cut. We don't get easy answers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We have to figure things out on our own.
Exactly. We're always piecing things together, trying to make sense of things based on what we know and what you believe.
I think this story does a good job of reflecting that,
Mm-hmm.
Like how we see the world. It depends on who we are, what we believe.
Totally. It's like the story holds up a mirror to all of us, our fears, our fascinations, like with that laughter at the end.
Wow.
If you're a skeptic, you might hear that laughter and think, oh, it was just some kids messing around or the wind or something.
Yeah.
But if you're more open to the idea of the paranormal,
Right.
you might think, what if it was something else? Something we can't explain.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the story doesn't judge either way. It just lays out the facts and lets us decide what we believe.
Yeah, it lets us have our own interpretations and have those conversations with ourselves and with each other, about what's real and what's not.
I like that.
It helps us explore those gray areas where things aren't so black and white.
That's a good way to put it. And it reflects how we experience life in general, doesn't it? We're always taking in information from different sources, different people. And we have to decide what to believe, what makes sense to us.
For sure. It's like our own personal filters.
Exactly. And this story, it might seem simple on the surface,
Yeah,
but it really gets at that complexity.
it really does. It's not just about a night at a coffee shop.
No.
It's about the bigger questions in life.
Like, what happens when we die?
The search for meaning, the fear of the unknown, and the power of stories to connect us to something bigger than ourselves.
I love that. What's amazing to me is how a story about a goat in shorts can lead to all these deep thoughts and conversations.
I know, right? It shows how powerful storytelling can be. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I have a little challenge for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Share the story with someone.
Okay.
See what they think. What explanations do they come up with for that eerie laughter? You might be surprised by what you hear.
I bet I will.
It's a good reminder that even though we all see the world differently,
Yeah.
we can still connect with each other through stories, share our experiences, and learn from each other. So thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Forest Side Coffee Shop.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep exploring, Keep those questions coming, and never lose that sense of wonder.